You can get a sense of pride from the actions that you're taking right now. But if you're not taking any action, you're staying still. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about happiness, because happiness is something that I get asked about all the time. How can I be happier? What can I do to live a happier life? What's wrong with me? Why am I not happy? And it's really easy to start thinking about happiness as something that you do something and then you're happy forever. It doesn't work like that though, because we can be happy doing certain little things, but it doesn't lead us to feel content, happy, safe in the long term, which means if you don't feel safe, you're not going to feel happy because you're worried about something happening. So happiness is a bigger question than just doing something and getting it done and then being happy. Something that I hear about all the time though is that people are not happy because they want something in the future, or they tell me, why can't I be happy like I was in the past? So we get stuck either thinking about the future or the past, hoping to get to that space again. Happiness is about living in the moment, being happy right now, not about being happy in the future or the past. It's about knowing that right now is the perfect time for you. So what we need to start to do is to think about your life. What is it that you're leaning on more? Are you looking into the future, thinking to yourself, oh, in the future, I'm going to get this and that. I'm going to have achieved something. I know that when I get this thing done, then I'll be happy. If you're in that frame of mind, just looking at the future going, I will be happy then you're never going to get happy, because your happiness is rooted in looking at the future, planning things out, not actually acting on that thing, but just leading with your imagination, hoping that you're going to get to that place in the end, but never actually getting there. Because when you even get to that place, you're going to think, well, what do I want now? Why am I not happy? Oh, I know, I'm going to think about something else in the future, and then hopefully that thing will come up and I'll be happy again. You just get stuck repeating the same tasks over and over again, never actually getting happy, just accumulating more stuff, getting further on, but never actually appreciating all the hard work that you've put in. Now, let's think about thinking back to the past. Okay, if the past was so great and you're reflecting on that past as something which is great, that you achieved so much, you did so much, you had so many friends, everything was good, then how are you ever going to get back to that space? Because the past is gone. We have no control over going back to it. It's finished. Hopefully what you've done is learn from the past and go, okay, I was happy then, therefore I can do this and that, and this will get me back to that happy feeling. But unfortunately, when time goes on, everything's changed. We might not have those same friends around. We might not have the same freedom that we had then. We might have more responsibilities like jobs and kids and families and houses and whatever it is that you've got going on in your life. So the past is the way it was then, based on your whole lifestyle, based on where you were in life right then. And it's great to have had those great memories, to reflect back on them, and to have that wealth of knowledge and experience to lean on when things aren't going right. However, you're never going to get back there. So to think that you were happier then and you want to get back to that situation just leaves you again imagining what life was like, never actually doing anything to get to a happier space. So what I've told you about is looking at the future and the past and relying on them to give you that happy feeling. Essentially what you're doing is you're living in your imagination. And living in your imagination is fantastic in terms of understanding what you need to do, working out what it is that you want, and then hopefully formulating a plan in which to go and get there. Living in your imagination is great in terms of working things out and understanding what it is you want, but that's as far as it goes. Imagination should be linked to your mental space, not to your emotional space. Because if it's linked to your emotions, you're going to get your emotional happiness and contentment linked to a state in which you have no control, you have no power. All you can do is imagine. There's no action that you can take from your imagination. Therefore, it's not a great place for you to sit emotionally. You can use your imagination to think things through, but not to get your emotional needs met. So, thinking back to happiness then, how are you ever going to feel happy throughout your life, in the here and now, if all you're doing is relying on your memories and your future projections to give you that happiness? You can't. Happiness should be linked to action that you're taking right now in the moment. So then, what are we going to do with this? Well, you need to start to relate, again, back to the past, thinking about what it is that was giving you such happiness then, and also thinking about the future, what you can do to get back to that happy feeling and then going in acting on it. And that action is the key step here. And throughout the action, you're going to actually start to feel happier right now because you've achieved things. You can get a sense of presence and contentment and pride is the word I'm looking for. You can get a sense of pride from the actions that you're taking right now. But if you're not taking any action, you're staying still. And if you don't move forward, then you just feel powerless, that you have no control. There's nothing you can do to get to that happy feeling. So what do? Go back into your imagination again. Start thinking things through. So to recap, what you're doing is you're living your emotional life outside of the here and now. And if you're doing that, you're never going to be happy right now. You'll be happy imagining things in the past or the future, but you won't be happy in the actions and your life as it stands right now. Therefore, you need to start making a change. And that change comes from positioning yourself in your life as someone that's important, someone that's going to take action, someone that's not going to fear taking a little risk, getting something wrong. That's okay, because you're just going to learn and adapt. And it means having confidence that you have what it takes to go out and get the life that you want for yourself. Stop imagining what life was like and what life will be like. Start taking action. That action will lead to happiness. I know it does, because otherwise you're just going to be living in this other world that no one else can share with you. All your friends would just drift away because you're not talking about things that are relevant right now. You're just thinking about the time that you spent together or the time that you'd like to spend together in the future. How can anyone connect to you? And happiness is linked to not just your happiness in yourself, but also the happiness with others. Remember, take action, do something. Through that action, you're going to get to that happy state, which I know you want to get to, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have clicked on this video, you wouldn't have searched for it, and you wouldn't be as invested in your life. You'd just be happy, blissfully unaware, living in your imagination, not taking any action. The future can be great if you learn from the past, understand what made you happy then, formulate a plan to get to that future state and start taking action. The action is the most important part of this whole video. If you don't take action, you're just going to be stuck in this paradigm of feeling disempowered, unhappy, and just lost, not knowing what the next steps are. Start taking that action, start using those steps, and I know you can get there because you've had these thoughts. You want more. Just start applying yourself. On that note, I'm going to wish you all the best. Remember to like this video and subscribe to see plenty more to come. Also, when you ask me a question, sharing with me what it is that you're finding hard in terms of being happy or anything else, and I'll answer your question in a future video. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.